7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. This is Cynthia here again from Malaysia. It's been a long time that we haven't met online. Today, I'm very happy because I'm able to invite another business partner around the world, and she's from Taiwan. She's actually a third generation Philippine-born Chinese, or should I say Chinese-born Philippine? Okay, anyway, I'll bring her in and let her introduce herself because I actually met her through one of those how do you say projects or assignments that we did in our community, and she actually inspired me a lot because she's a very young lady, but then has a lot of determination and she knows her goals very well, and immediately I get attracted by her, her how do you say her energy. So that's why I actually wanted to invite her so that she can come in and share her journey with me and with all of you, so that we all will get inspired as well. Let's without further ado, let's bring Amanda. Her name is Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hello, morning,
Good
Cynthia. Thank you
morning,
for that
Amanda.
lovely introduction.
You are most welcome. It's my pleasure to have you, on my channel. How are you
Yeah, and
today, Amanda?
I'm I'm feeling amazing having this starting my morning with you on this live interview. Thanks for having me, and to your audience. Hi, hi, hello. My name is Amanda.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Amanda, perhaps you will do a little brief introduction about yourself.
Sure. So first
Mhm.
of all, thank you for appreciating the energy. So I think let me start off with my name is Amanda, and as Cynthia mentioned, I'm a third generation Philippine born Chinese, currently living in Taiwan. I'm a full time product developer in a Canadian trading firm, and I'm
Mhm.
also running this digital business on the side. So it's a Philippine born Chinese. So my parents, my grandparents, my ancestors, they all came from China, Fujian, to be exact, and
Oh,
then they
okay.
moved to the Philippines to start a life there, and they made a good life, but it's just that
Mm.
my mom saw an opportunity in Taiwan back in the 80s and 90s, and so she made the wise decision, a very wise and smart choice, to apply for a Taiwanese passport when she got the chance, and so that's how we
Oh,
gradually moved to Taiwan, and I'm so blessed and privileged that she made that decision way back then, and that's how I landed here in Taiwan. So
I
thanks for having
see. That's great. That's so interesting, actually. So, how long have you been staying in Philippines before
I
you moved
was
to Taiwan?
Yeah, I was actually born in the Philippines, and then I grew up there and studied or finished my college degree before I moved to
Oh,
Taiwan.
oh, I
Yes, and
see.
that's
Oh,
actually a good thing and a bad thing. I think if if given the choice to go back in time, I would definitely um, move to Taiwan earlier, because at that time
mm,
I was thinking that I heard that the Taiwanese education is much more intense compared to the Philippines,
yes.
and plus there's the
Okay.
language. Like, I know Chinese, but then I haven't been educated in all of these subjects in pure Chinese environment. So I'm sure
Mm,
that probably there will be a gap between what I
mm,
know and what the
mm,
education here is. And so I made the decision, okay, I'm gonna finish college in the Philippines because I don't want to repeat high school, or I don't want to repeat
true.
certain subjects when I come to Taiwan.
Yes.
So I completed that, and then I moved to Taiwan. But it so happens it's
Uh-huh.
the other way around. It's like college here is the happiest moment, or the happiest
Oh,
period of a growing up adult's life, because
mm,
basically you're exposed to a lot of different interests. You're
yes.
exposed to different activities, and
Mm,
college life here is just purely joy and meeting, learning, of course, learning things, but then
mm.
it's in a much more varied or diverse way compared to the
Diverse.
Philippines.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I think, but then everything happens for a reason. I'm still happy with where I am right now, and yeah, I'm so
Yeah, I totally
grateful.
agree with that. Everything happens for a reason. Yes.
Yes.
So how long have you been in Taiwan then now?
Ah, 18. Like it's
18
just
years.
with a blink of an eye, 18 years has passed by, and so far so good. I'm enjoying Taiwan so much. It's like it's one of the best
Oh,
countries to live in. It's super convenient. It's super safe, like safe in a
uh-huh.
way that I could
Yes.
roam around the streets 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning without feeling scared or feeling fear that
True,
something
true.
might happen to me. Not That's not the case in the
Mhm.
Philippines. Like Philippines is totally different. You have
Yeah,
to be home
exactly.
like by 7 or 8. Otherwise,
And
it's like
there's some
danger.
certain streets that you are not advised to go to, right?
Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, yes. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so if you're coming to Taiwan, please do because you're gonna enjoy the country a lot.
I went there.
Like,
I went there twice actually. I love it. I love it.
oh
Great
yes,
food. Yes, good food.
yes,
And like you said, people are very friendly, easy to get around, and we can speak the languages easily, right? So yeah, I
yes,
actually like to go back to Taiwan soon.
yeah. If you come visit me.
Yeah, definitely. So
Sure, sure, sure.
How was life before discovering this digital business?
Actually, for me, life is good. I've
Mm,
got a job. I'm doing something that I find meaning on,
mm,
and I wasn't actually looking for a digital business at that time.
mm.
But it so happens that my husband found a job where he's
Okay.
going to be stationed in the United States for long
Oh.
term. And
Mm-hmm.
so that means I'm going to start my life all over again when I move to the States because I couldn't
Mm.
bear to be away from my husband for a very long time. Like long distance
Um,
relationship doesn't work for me. No,
okay.
like I cannot tolerate long distance relationship, although
Uh-huh.
I've tried
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
know that I can't. And so I know that I have to find a job in the United States. And I actually tried to find one, but it's so hard because
Mm.
it's companies nowadays are not really hiring foreigners because
Mm. Mm.
sometimes it's about politics. A lot of times it's politics, and the other thing is pandemic. And then
Mm.
the other thing is competition. It's like,
Yes.
of course, if a company is going to offer me working visa, then they'll definitely go for someone who is more competitive, outstanding,
Yeah.
excellent,
Okay.
and has all the qualifications that they're looking for
Mm.
before they would
Mm.
spend the money and to apply for that working visa. And so it's there was this challenge for me to find a job in the United
Mm.
States, and I know that I could rely on my husband, but that's not me. I don't want to rely on my
Mm.
husband for
True.
our living. And I've
Yes.
heard a lot of people having 2 or 3 jobs in the United States and Canada just to live through their lives, right?
Mm.
And so I don't want to end up in that situation. So
True. Yeah.
so when I landed on this opportunity, when I saw this digital business opportunity, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really thinking about it, but I was open to all
Mm.
possibilities. So
Mm.
I know my goal is to make sure that I'm financially secured when I move to the
Mm-hmm.
States. And so I couldn't find a job. So what's my other alternatives? This digital
Mm.
business is right on my lap. And so
Mm.
I took my or I did my due diligence
Mm.
and watched the webinar, and then try to understand what is this business all about, how it can help
Mm.
me. And I even had that one-on-one coaching session
Coaching.
with one
Uh-huh.
of the senior business partners here in this community, and
Yes.
she seems to be a very a nice person with integrity.
Mm. Mm.
And and then that's how I started. I think I took action within 3 days.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
so I watched the webinar, and then I'm more of a intuitive person. It's like I'm
Mm.
trusting my self guidance. Like,
Myself.
okay,
Yeah. Sure.
it sounds
Sure.
to be a, a legitimate business, and
Mm.
it's everything makes sense to me. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw the potential, the huge potential in this business, and I
Yes.
know that for the fact that I can run this or manage this business on the side while I'm still having
Mm.
my day job. So
Mm.
the risk is manageable for me. Like
Mm.
there
Mm.
is that calculated risk. Um,
Mm.
and then I don't have business background. I've never started my own business. And
Okay.
so yeah, I thought, okay, they have full training, they have everything all set out. So it's gonna be
Uh-huh.
an easy start for me. And
Mm.
so going back to my why is I wanted to have that that financial freedom or that financial stability, at least
Yes,
stability and security with my husband when I moved to the United States. And
exactly.
plus, I wanted to come back to Taiwan because my
Mm.
family is still here. So I want to
Still,
spend 1 to 3 months in Taiwan as well, and
yes.
without worrying about finances, So
True,
I
true.
guess the bottom line is my family. My family is the
Yeah,
reason why I
I,
started this digital business.
I see, exactly. That's really cool. Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm sure when you chance upon this digital business right online, you definitely have seen the others as well. There's so many of them, in the market, on the social media everywhere. But why this particular one? Any reason
Yes,
for that?
absolutely. Why is this particular one?
Mm,
First of all, is I've actually tried, like, explored the possibility of starting my own business
mm-hmm,
offline, not really
mm,
online. So with
okay,
offline, I'm very passionate about green products. Like, I wanted
okay,
to import a certain product from India, and this
uh-huh,
product is actually a menstrual pad, and it's made out of
mm-hmm,
banana leaves. The
oh,
complete menstrual pad is made out of banana leaves, and it's biodegradable, and
mm-hmm,
it's made by people who in the poorest region, in the rural region in
oh,
India. So
okay,
it's a good social cause. It's good for the environment, and I
uh-huh,
love the product. I've tried the
mm,
product, and it does biodegrade within 6 months. After 6 months, yeah, within 6 months, I
mm,
tried. I really tried
okay,
uh, burying it under the soil, and it disappeared after 6 months. And
okay,
so I really believed the product, but then there are certain limitations and restrictions because they couldn't they don't the business itself doesn't have an export license. Plus, i have
oh,
to I have to carry inventory. I have
uh-huh,
to manage logistics. I
mm,
have to know how do I market it. Like, I could
mm,
market it on Kickstarter, but I need to do all the photography, the copyright, the marketing
mm,
thing.
yes, yes,
And so yeah, there is that. So I tried to explore that, but I didn't really follow through because
mm.
of all of the things that I know that I'm gonna face afterwards. And
It's like a
so
one-man show.
yes, and without a mentor. And so
Oh,
I kind of place it aside. I haven't given up on that dream yet, but I
okay,
kind of, because there's that fear, when you're starting out, you don't have any experience, you don't know, I don't know what I'm
true,
capable of.
yeah,
So I set it aside. But then with this digital business where everything is already set up,
mm,
and all I need all I need to focus on is on my marketing skills,
mm-hmm,
my leadership skills, my
mm-hmm,
mindset. I think
yes,
as a
that's,
business owner, having the right mindset, the optimism is super important in this
exactly,
digital journey, entrepreneurial
totally,
journey.
yeah, totally agree.
Yes. And so if I started off with a traditional route, that's gonna overwhelm me because I don't have the right
Mhm.
mindset yet.
Yes, yes,
And so for me, this digital business is the right stepping stone for me to start a
mm-hmm,
business and just gain that business mindset and experience and know
mm,
how to really run a business, and the ins and out of managing a business, but
mm,
then to the point that it won't really overwhelm me. And
yes,
so that's the reason why I started this digital business. Plus, the time flexibility. What I love
mm,
about this digital business is the
yeah,
time flexibility. You and I, we are working during the day.
working, yes,
Yes, we have our 9 to 5 day
yes,
job,
uh-huh,
and we're doing this during our part-time job. But then it doesn't
uh-huh,
really, as long as we do the right things, the important things are set in place, then
mm-hmm,
we don't have to guard or manage this business 24/7, which is totally the
exactly,
opposite. I
yes,
see my boss. I see my boss. Yes, he's working. He's earning a lot in a year,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm,
then the amount of effort that he has to place into into his business is 16 hours a day, 7 days a week
true,
without any rest.
true,
And when he's traveling, he is
mm,
still he's still plugged into the computer,
uh-huh,
answering emails, answering our messages, which is,
messages,
for me, that's not the life that I'm looking for. But that in this
true,
digital
true,
business,
there's no work-life balance, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that in this digital business, I saw
Mm-hmm.
people having their family as this, or the things that that matters most to them as the center part of
Yes.
their life. Like
Mm-hmm.
family, I think for a lot of people, family is the central part of our
Exactly.
lives, and we could prioritize that. We could
Mm.
prioritize
Yes.
our family and have the business run around the family matters. And
Yes.
so there's that really nice balance between two of the most important things in our lives.
Mm.
Like
True.
family is
Families.
one, and then
Yes.
business is
Yes.
our source of income and our source of
Mm.
self fulfillment as well. So
Mm.
for me, it's this digital business is offers a lot of great value for me.
True, true. Because, like you said, because if we do it the traditional way, I believe that you will either have to sacrifice one, right? If you want to have more time with your family, definitely then your business will just run on like 30-40%, right? Uh, if you want your business to run on 100%, then you will have to give up the time and the flexibility where you cannot have that much with your family. So, the traditional way is always you have to sacrifice either one, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I
Uh-huh.
don't think everyone can do that. Like working
Yeah, true.
100 hours a week with
Mm,
sacrificing your family. Probably there are certain people who are like that, who are really
mm,
devoted and dedicated to their work, and
mm,
their family
yes,
members can
mm,
understand that. But I think
yes,
majority of the people, no,
yes,
they just human. We're just
yeah, true.
we you
Mhm.
know
I
we still.
mean, there comes a time when we how you say we reach a stage where you will finally realize that all that you have done, all the time and effort that you have put into the job, right? But
Yes.
nothing actually comes back as what you expected. You actually
Yes.
feel kind of like disappointed, like
Yeah.
why doing all these things, all this hard work and everything, but then the outcome is so little, and yet all the missed milestones of like with the children, those anniversaries, the birthdays, and all those occasions, you can't have it back. It's something that you already missed, and you can't have it back. Those are like
Yes.
regrets. Those regrets. I think I wouldn't want to have that. I mean like, the reason why I came into this business is also because like you said, it's family, and to me my kids are my first priority. I don't want them to see me as a mother working so hard all these years, right?
Yeah.
Neglecting them in a way. But then at the end, it's not like we're living in luxury, we're living in, a really,
Yes.
good life, but then why doing that, right? Yeah, so it's kind of sad actually.
Yes, and you're working hard for whom and for what, right?
Yeah, I mean
The
at the end of
reason
the
why
day,
you're
it's not yours, right?
yes, yes, it's for your son and for your
Yeah,
family, and you
mm,
want that relationship to grow as well, not just
yeah,
providing financial means, but also having that loving relationship and trusting
mm,
relationship with your son and your
mm,
family, and that takes
true.
time. It
Yes,
doesn't
true.
happen. They won't understand because you gave them money. They need
Yes,
your presence.
mm, yeah, true, true.
Yes, yes,
So, Amanda, what about challenges? Do you face any challenges when you're doing this online business?
absolutely. Like,
Mm,
first of all, I don't really understand social media marketing at all. Like, I
mm,
know some basics about it, but I
mm,
don't know the in and out of social media
mm,
marketing. So I
mm-hmm,
had to learn that. And
mm,
then business mindset is also something that I needed to learn,
mm-hmm,
because it's having a completely 100% employee background,
mm,
jumping over to become a business owner. The shift in the mindset is like 180 degrees. And so I had to adjust myself and
yeah,
learn along the process.
uh-huh,
And it takes time. It takes time. It took me
true,
time to
true,
fully adapt to it. But
mm,
then I'm happy with the
mm,
result, because
mm,
uh, right now when I talk with my boss, I can totally understand where he's coming from, because
mm,
I'm actually kind of in the
yes,
same position with him.
yes,
And
yes,
so I see the shift and transformation for me. And
mm,
so the challenge there was really, how do I lead myself? Like, when
mm,
you're when you're so overwhelmed at work or tired from work, and then you come home, you need to still devote time for my own learning, for my own growth, and to learn more about the business. That's the challenging part. It's like
Yes.
all successful business owners out there, they're really good at managing their time and
Managing
managing
time.
their energy, and knowing, like, having that right business mindset of knowing where do you place your resources, and
Mm,
how do you determine if this
mm,
result is the one that you wanted for
yes.
your business. And so
Mm,
those are the things that I've never even thought about when I was an employee. It's like,
uh-huh.
okay,
Yes.
it's Friday or it's Friday, so it's time to go in a weekend mode and enjoy, riding the
Yeah.
bicycle, hiking, or
Yep.
going to the gym, or visiting my family,
Mm,
or having an outing with my family. But
mm,
never did I had that opportunity to think about, okay, so how do I build my own brand?
mm,
How do I better my business
yes.
processes?
Mm,
So those are the challenges, and I'm happy
mm,
to have faced these
yes.
challenges.
I think it's something that you learn along the way while doing this business, right? Sometimes you actually, pick up here and there, and it actually, how you say, input into self development, things that you,
Yes,
you you never knew you actually can do before, but you are actually doing it now, right? Like getting
yes,
out of the comfort zone and all these things, right? Because like
yeah,
for me, I never do this kind of like talking to you, over the Zoom and all this. But yeah, initially when you're in the business, you tend to like, yeah, why not try it out,
yeah.
right? And just explore it and give yourself a breakthrough,
Yes, yes, and I love what
Yeah.
you mentioned about
Mm,
self development, and it's
mm,
for me, it's the business is all about your personal development. The
mm,
stronger, the better you are as an
yeah.
individual, the stronger the
Mm,
business will be, because
yes.
it's becoming, you are the business, we are the
Yeah.
business.
True.
Now,
Yeah.
Cynthia by herself is a brand,
Mm,
and
yes. True.
how does she establish that brand by becoming
Mm,
more authentic and more
yes.
true to herself,
True to yourself.
and
Yeah. Yes.
confident as well.
Yeah.
So
True. True.
that's the journey, that's the process, and
It's
the
true.
results will just happen, because what we were doing here is just attraction marketing.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
we attract people who are
People.
like us, speaks our
Yeah. True.
language, who are our
True.
tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and I didn't learn any of these until I started this digital business, right?
In fact, it is really actually when I came into this business, I realized that I learned more about myself as a person, because it's like
Yeah.
before you just live like that, right, normally. But then when you get into this business where you really want to create a brand about yourself to the world, right? Then you start to dig deeper and deeper. Who am I as a person? Who is Cynthia Lim? And who is Amanda as a person, right? Then you
Yes.
suddenly realize, oh, I'm actually like this. I'm actually like that. And
Yes.
it's really
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, it's a beautiful discovery,
Yeah.
and throughout this journey, you're just discovering yourself that you've never
Hmm.
known, and it's just bringing out the best part in you.
Got it. Yes, true, true. You're just
Yes,
becoming the best version of yourself, right?
yes, correct, correct. Yes.
Okay. Before I let you go, Amanda, maybe you can have some word of advice for people who are fence sitters, who actually came across this business, but then still thinking and doubting, or still wondering what is it, skeptical. I mean, maybe you can give a word of advice because we are in their shoes before, right? So
Yes.
perhaps you can share some of your advice to them.
So I know the fear. I understand fear, and it's very normal for all of us to have that fear and doubt and skepticism. It's
Mm,
all normal. But the thing is, it's also what I've learned throughout the years. It's the other side of fear is where your true desire lies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so the thing is, how do you step beyond that fear and move to the other side?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not that I'm fearless. I still
Mm-hmm.
have fear, but I know that for a fact that if I stay where I am right now, then
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to get what I want, which is to have the financial stability with my family. So, what are my choices right now at this moment in time? Like at this
Mm-hmm.
point where I'm watching this webinar, my choice is I go back to my own life and
Mm-hmm.
I feel kind of secure, but there's
Mm-hmm.
uncertainty,
Mm-hmm.
or I feel the fear. I feel the doubt, I feel skepticism, and I still move ahead, do the
Mm-hmm.
little steps of paying that 149 and knowing more about this business and do the due diligence. And in fact, it's a calculated risk. Do a calculated risk because you if you find that this business is absolutely not for you, not something that you
Mm-hmm.
could devote your time and energy, and it's not something that you wanted to work on for the long term,
Mm-hmm.
then you could ask for a refund, which is
Yes.
totally fine for us, right? So,
Mm,
but
yes.
then at least you don't leave yourself with a question mark. Like
Mm,
1 year
true.
from now, you ask yourself, what if I
Yeah.
took that chance? What
Yeah.
if I
True.
just pay that month for it? What if?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all about, what there's a that saying that I've heard. I forgot who said that. Regret is not doing the things that you want.
Mm,
Regret is when you didn't do
yes.
things that you want.
You
So
should have done.
regret,
Yeah.
yes, regret comes when you didn't
Mm,
take action.
true.
You wouldn't
True.
regret on the things that you took action on because you had the
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
But
True.
you always regret the things that you didn't take action on. And I've had a lot
Mm,
of that. I've had a lot of
mm,
opportunity, better opportunities where I could have taken the action and feel the fear and took action
mm,
anyway.
yes.
And then that left me sometimes thinking like, what if I took that, I sent that application? What if I studied in Australia? Where would I be today? Or
Yeah.
what if I said yes to that, my first time crush, and
Mm-hmm.
we had that relationship? So
Yeah.
would I still
True.
be in Taiwan, or will I be will I be married or whatever? So there's a
True.
lot of that what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
So and for me, it's when I had this when I landed with this digital business opportunity, I just don't want to give myself that another chance of saying what if 5 years from
Okay.
later on.
True.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
for me, it's don't give, just find the answer, figure out the
Mm,
answer for
mm,
yourself,
true.
whether or not this business is for you. Feel the
Mm-hmm.
fear anyway. It's okay. It's normal.
Yeah.
Nothing's,
True.
breathe. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's bad is gonna happen. It's,
Yeah. True.
yeah, it's just simply figuring out and finding it out. That's it.
Yeah. True. Because I think regrets is the only is the very how you say thing uh something that is going to haunt you for life. I would say
Yes.
because no matter how you want to forget it, it will still come back initially. When over the years, you will still regrets is always there. So
Yeah.
I also believe that I would rather fail than not try. Yeah, because
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
regrets is
Absolutely.
something that is it's actually killing to me. Actually, I don't want regrets. I never want to
Yeah.
live in regrets.
Yes. I think nobody wants to have that feeling of regret as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess I know the dilemma. There's that, really
Mm,
the choice. Is it
yeah.
fear or is it regret?
Mhm.
It's always that two forces
True. True.
having that tug of war. But then you just have to make a choice, right?
True. True.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amanda, for today's chat. By the way, perhaps you can see who are our viewers.
Sure.
We have Lucy, we have Jasmine, and we have Connie, Francisca, Moon, Susie. Wow, thank you so much for checking in on us and also, watching our live with me and Amanda. And I'm truly grateful, that Amanda is here sharing all her journey with me. And thank you for this great Saturday morning. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your time. And I hope
Thank you
to
so
see
much
you.
for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay. For you all, have a good Saturday, right? And have a good weekend. And I'll see you all 2 weeks again. 2 weeks later. Thank you so much. Bye.